Hey, what's going on, everybody? You got Tui back here again, and this time we're going to be showcasing Appletun in a Showdown live. So we're going to click Find Battle, and then we're going to look up the team real quick. I feel like there's a few different viable sets on Appletun. This is the one I'm going to be using. I'm going to be showing off the ability Ripen, which, if you don't know, doubles the effects of berries. Say you have a citrus berry, you get to half of your HP or less. It restores 25% of your HP, but because of Ripen, it'll actually restore 50% of your HP. And then you can just click Recycle to restore it, which is really nice. We also have Apple Acid. Dragon Pulse is our 2 attacks. Dragon Pulse so we can hit things like Hydreigon and Dragapult. And it actually could put in work versus my team, or my opponent's team, which is very nice. Obviously, Dragon Pulse is pretty free in addition to Apple Acid for Hatterene. We're running Specially Defensive. It can get very bulky, which is really cool. You can sub up versus things like Ferrothorn, versus things like Rotom, versus things like Toxapex, and then you can just do your annoying thing from there. You can play around with a few different sets, a few different abilities. You could run like Leftovers Recover instead of Recycle, which is always an option. But this is the set we're going to be running. Versus him, Toxtricity goes in as well. Toxtricity is also a really cool Pokemon I might have to showcase at some point, but we're going to lead with Mew, as he ends up leading with his Surf Fetch. I will go right for the Flamethrower. I don't mind him going into Hatterene. I'll be able to get some chip off onto him. Alternatively, I could U-turn, but I also don't want him to randomly close combat or anything like that, so I'm just going to go for the Flamethrower, as he does go for the first impression. We will be able to get a decent amount of chip off onto him, and that appears to be banded, so I'm just going to click U-turn here, as he does go out into the hat. And what I can do here is go out into my own Toxtricity, and just click Sludge Wave. I'm debating clicking Boom Burst, but I'll just click, or I could even click Overdrive here. But I'll just click Sludge Wave, as he actually opts to Dynamax, which means we're probably dead. Yep, so he's going to max Mind Storm, we're going to die. Thankfully he was Life Orb, so we get rid of the Magic Bounce Mon, which is nice. Kind of sucks that, you know, we're dead and all, but is what it is. I'm going to go Corviknight. Actually, no, wait. I can go Mew, and ideally he does not go out to Gengar as he goes to Rotom. Hopefully this is not Scarf Rotom, so I will be able to get up my rocks. In fact, I'm not even going to risk it right now. I'm just going to go right out into Appletun, as he ends up Hydro Pumping, as we are able to eat that hit. And here we will be able to sub up, as he goes right out into Mandibuzz, and I will be clicking the Apple Acid here. U-turn and excuse me. U-turn and Foul Play are unable to break my sub pretty much 100% of the time, which is really nice. He could go to Toxtricity to click Boom Burst, but fortunately I will be able to live that hit, because I am max to death. He does go right out into it, as Apple Acid is able to do a decent chunk. And I'm debating Dynamaxing with this Mon. But I don't think I'm going to. I'm just going to click the Dragon Pulse here as the opts to U-turn on out. Ideally, he goes Gengar so I can get some chip, as he actually ends up going into Mandibuzz, which takes absolutely nothing from that. Jesus Christ. I think I go Mew here, because I think he does actually go for U-turn, and he's going to be able to knock me out. Alright, that's very unfortunate, because I really wanted my rocks up. But I figured he would, like, I don't know, taunt or something there. Not that that would have helped versus, you know, him, but it's alright. We can go out into Cinderace here. And I think I'm just going to click Pyro Ball, as he does go out into the Rotom, which takes a decent chunk. You are definitely defensive. I will U-turn on out. Get some chip. Go right out into my Appletun once again, as you Volt Switch. This typing is really cool. This is the same typing as Mega Sceptile, and other than this and Flapple, we haven't had a Grass Dragon in the game. Outside of, obviously, you know, Mega Sceptile previously, but it's really cool. So my opponent goes out into Gengar. I think I'm going to go Corviknight. Ideally, you go for his Sludge, as he actually is just Substitute. That's fine. We should be able to take whatever he wants to go for. He is going to go for the Nasty Plot. I don't really need this Mon for much else, so I will just click Brave Bird to get some good damage off onto it. I'm actually going to get the Spadef drop onto him, which is hilarious. If I Dynamax there, I might have been able to knock him out, but either way, he can knock me out. And I can just go out into my Cinderace and once again click Pyro Ball. I don't mind him going Rotom. Cinderace actually deals with his team very, very well as soon as I am able to get rid of the Rotom. Because I can taunt the Mandibuzz, prevent that thing from roosting. It looked like it was Spadef based on the Dragon Pulse damage. So hopefully Cinderace will be able to do a good amount of damage to it. I just gotta be aware of the amount of Pyro Ball PP that I have left. I guess I'll go over I mean, you've seen most of the team, but I'll go over a little bit more of the team. We are running Grimmsnarl again, but this time we are running an offensive Grimmsnarl with Darkest Lariat, Sucker Punch, and Play Rough, Adamant with a little bit of speed to outspeed other Grimmsnarl. This thing is actually a monster, has a very good attack stat, Prankster Bulk Up is pretty cool. Then we have the Taunt Court Change Cinderace, which is really cool with the heavy duty boots, so you can court change webs and hazards without actually taking any of the effects yourself. We have the Toxtricity, the Specs one. Modest Specs, Boom Burst, Overdrive, Sludge Wave, Volt Switch, pretty standard. Then we have our Stall Breaker, Corviknight, and then we're running Mew with the Cassie Berry so that we can take things like Shadow Ball from Gengar and still get up a hazard. My opponent apparently left, which is interesting. But we have the dual hazards Mew with Flamethrower and U-Turn. Flamethrower obviously for things like Ferrothorn and such, and then obviously U-Turn for the momentum. My opponent has left, so we're going to end up winning this game. I think I definitely could have won with Cinderace, like it does a lot of work to his team. But obviously that's a little unfortunate for him. Also, Appletun was going to be able to just deal with him completely almost. And I'm pretty sure Appletun also lives Sludge Wave from Black Sludge Gengar from the range it was at, which is really cool. But either way, we're going to hop into another one. Alright, and we found another one. My opponent does have the Hydreigon. Appletun can put in work this game. It's just obviously he has a Gyarados, which I don't know how to beat with this team, if I'm being honest. But we're going to lead with Mew, as he ends up leading with Aegis Slash. Again, I will just get up from my rocks right here. I am Cassie Berry Mew, so I will be able to take this hit, as he does just fire off the Shadow Ball. We are also Spadef, so this shouldn't really do a ton of damage, which is excellent. And then I will click Flamethrower as he is in shield form, and we get a crit, which I think mattered. I know obviously he was in attack form, or in blade form, whatever, but definitely could have mattered as he is going to send out his Hydreigon. I will attempt to go for a U-turn. If he knocks me out with the Dark Pulse, so be it. If he actually ends up going for Flash Cannon, I'm not sure what he was expecting for me to bring out. Maybe the Grimmsnarl, but either way, we're able to do a ton of damage to him. I will now go into Cinderace and click U-turn. He's more than likely Scarf, as we are able to get some chip onto the Rotom. Based on that damage, he is defensive. Get another crit as well, which is hilarious, but I can now go Toxtricity and just click Boom Burst and basically pick up a kill. Obviously, he has the option to go Drill, but this is still going to do a lot. It is Modest Choice Specs. As, yeah, that does a ton of damage. And here, I'll go into Corviknight. He can obviously spin away the rocks, but I can then proceed to go for a Brave Bird. He could go for his own rocks here, or he could go out in a Rotom. Either way, Brave Bird to get some chip on the Rotom is very nice for me, as we are able to. And here we have Appletun for a reason. We'll go right out into it. He does end up Volt switching. If he goes Hydreigon, I'm pretty sure I live with Scarf Draco. But then the question becomes, do I go into Grimmsnarl? Which I don't think I do, because I need Grimmsnarl's Sucker Punch to deal with the Gyarados. Obviously, he could go Gyara right now as well, which would be the worst, because I think I just automatically lose to Gyarados, for being honest. No, he ends up going Drill, actually. So I will end up going for an Apple Acid as he attempts to get up Stealth Rock, more than likely. Yep. So we get rid of him. That's fantastic. Again, he can go Gyarados if he wants to. That'll be a problem. To be honest with you, it will be a problem. However, I think I can go Toxtricity afterwards and go for my Dynamax. He actually ends up going Hydreigon. I'm pretty sure I live this hit, as he actually ends up going for Nasty Plot. Are you dead? You are dead. I don't know if the crit mattered. I don't think it did, but either way, he's going to go into his own Ditto, which I am more than okay with. I will click Dragon Pulse here. It's going to do 40%, so this should do even more to you. Yeah. And then I'm going to click Recycle here. Excellent. I'm going to click Recycle again. Yeah. Alright. Actually, I want to go Corviknight here. And then I'm going to pull the double into my Toxtricity, expecting his Rotom to want to come out. As that is exactly what happens. Excellent. So I can click... I'll click Overdrive here. I don't mind him going back out into Ditto and copying my Punk Rock, because that still does a lot. We can stack our Mew here. I don't need that anymore. Do I outspeed you with Cinderace? I don't believe so. However, I am going to double check very quickly. Let me pull out my handy dandy Google calculator. So 370 divided by 1.5, 246. So no, we do not outspeed you. However, I do have the opportunity. We click Boom Burst, but he could Dynamax still. Actually, yeah, so here's my play. I'm going to go Corviknight. I'm going to Roost up. Reason being, if he Dynamaxes, he can't Dynamax with Gyarados, which would be the primary issue my team would have. So if you want to Dynamax here and knock me out with your electric move, I'm all for it. You're also going to be boosting my Overdrive with the electric terrain. So yep, he is going to do that. That's perfectly fine, because you also lose your Choice Scarf, meaning I can go out into this Pokemon and just click U-turn. Do I click Court Change? No, I have no reason to click Court Change. I'm just going to U-turn on out as he goes Rotom. I don't want Toxtricity taking too much damage. Alternatively, I can go Toxtricity and I can save my Dynamax on Grimmsnarl for the Gengar, or for the Gyarados rather. I feel like that's the better play. So either way, I'll actually click Volt Switch here, get rid of the Rotom, and then I will go right out into Cinderace. I will Taunt. Excellent. And then I will just go for the... I'll go Appletun, actually, because you have Bounce, right? Yeah, which you go for immediately. Good play. But either way, I click the Apple Acid here. You do knock me out. However, we do have our Grimmsnarl right here, which I will be able to G-Max Snooze. It'll either knock out the Ditto, which it will, or I should be able to take a hit from the Gyarados, and I will be putting him to sleep. And this is going to be a really strong hit. So he can DD up if he wants to. This is going to be doing a ton of damage. It's Adamant, Max Attack, Max Darkness. I can Max Guard. I can even switch out afterwards if I want to, so I can put him in range of Sucker Punch. Or so I can go for the Sucker Punch, rather. Because obviously you can't Sucker Punch when you're Dynamaxed. Or Gigantamaxed, in this case. At least Appletun was able to put in some work this game, being able to take out the Hydreigon, obviously, deal with a few things. I'm surprised he actually went for Bounce right away. Just because, I don't know, I felt like he would have Waterfalled there, and if he Waterfalled, I would have been able to click Sub with my Appletun. He's actually going to be Sub himself, which is interesting. I will continue to click this button. He's also Leftovers. There's no way he knocks me out with a Waterfall or anything. He has to attempt to flinch me in that case. And obviously he can't flinch me while I'm in Gigantamax form, which is something I learned pretty recently. That you can't flinch Gigantamax Pokemon, which is going to be huge for VGC. I want to know if any of you guys are big into VGC. How do you guys feel about Dynamax balance-wise in VGC? Because I have... oh, he misses. That's excellent for me. And again, here I just click Darkest Lariat, as he does not flinch me. We knock him out. Fantastic. But anyway, my question was, how do you guys feel about Dynamax in VGC balance-wise? Like, do you guys feel like it's relatively balanced in VGC? Because I know for sure it is not balanced in standard, or in singles rather. But how do you guys feel about it in VGC? Because I played a little bit of VGC, and to me it still seems kind of busted, but I'm not experienced enough in VGC to really make a decision on that. I know like top players like Wolf are a big fan of it. I don't know what Cybertron thinks about it, but how do you guys feel, my fellow VGC subscribers? My opponent's team is horrifying, by the way. y'all see Dracovish Oko Toxapex. That's incredible. And here it is. I do have Speed You, but switch-ins don't exist, so I will click Spike. He's actually Scarf, so okay. We've learned something today. I will go Appletun, and I will just attempt to click Sub. Oh my goodness gracious. I'll click D-Pulse here. Alright, great. So we weaken him. I'm gonna click Recycle, because I feel like... I mean, I need my berry back anyway. Even if you switch, that's fine. This Mon actually walls like a good portion of his team. Oh my god, why does that do so much, dude? This is a quad resist max HP Appletun, my goodness. I will click Recycle again. That's fine. I can click Dragon Pulse here and knock him out. His only switch into this is obviously Ferrothorn, which I do beat 1v1. Or at least I theoretically could beat 1v1. Appletun actually puts in a ton of work versus this team. He is going to go right out into the Ferrothorn. I will sub up versus this. As he does get up a spike, that's fine. I'll recycle. He's going to get up more spikes. I will just spam Apple Acid until I can chip away at him with the Dragon Pulse. What's great too is other than this, he has no switch into Apple Acid, so he's kind of forced to just get to -6 special defense unless he decides to stack something. He ends up going Ludicolo, which I believe will be 2 KO'd. I'm actually not sure, but we're going to find out. So he does have the Ice Beam. If you're Life Orb, yep, you're definitely going to go down to this hit. Goodbye. Great. Appletun putting in a ton of work versus Rain, which is fantastic. He does go Pelipper. I will go Corviknight on this. I have no other play. And then I will attempt to bulk up. Because if you go Toad, I would assume you're physical. You're also leftovers. I will attempt to taunt you as well, because you're not even the Rain version. So I'll bulk up again. He is going to go for Scald. I will click Brave Bird here in order to get some damage off. He does go Dracovish. That's fantastic. I'm pretty sure Corviknight will be able to clean up from here, because we are able to take a hit from Barraskewda. Yeah, Barraskewda comes out. I'm tempted to Dynamax, but I'm not going to. Like, you're going to Dynamax, but I'm still going to eat this hit. And Max Knuckles going to do nothing. Alright, so now I will Dynamax, and I'm going to Max Guard first so that I can get... Actually, yeah, I'll Max Guard first for a little bit of leftovers, and then I will click Max Airstream. As the Geyser does not really do all that much damage, and then we can Max Guard, depending on what he sends out. Like, if he sends out Ferrothorn, I'm going to Max Guard, as he actually ends up just forfeiting. So, Corviknight, same set that I've been using, still ridiculous. And we're going to hop into another one. My opponent, once again, has the Dracovish. Dude, ever since Blunder used that thing on the ladder, I've been seeing it everywhere. I actually have a VGCM team in Dracovish I've been trying to get to work, but I'm going to have to change it around a little bit. I've been running Trick Room Dracovish, but it hasn't really been working all that well, so I'm probably just going to switch to Tailwind with Dracovish. I feel like that'll work a little bit better. But look at my opponent's team. It's very fat. And I think I'm going to... Toxtricity destroys them, by the way. Oh my goodness. Look at Overdrive versus this team. I'm going to lead Mew. And I'm going to get up my rocks. Rotom is, the only thing that kind of deals with it. Ideally, this is not sub-Rotom. Sub-Nasty Plot Rotom. As he just will switches out. That's fine. Based on that damage, I think he's defensive. I am more Spadef Mew with a lot of speed. But I'm not sure 100%. He does end up going Corsola. That is fine. I'll just get up some spikes here. I want to put Taunt on this Mew, but I don't know what move to get rid of, because everything is so nice for his team and such. I will get up all my hazards, though. Togekiss can defog if he wants to, however, I will go hard into Toxtricity as he ends up going for the Nasty Plot. I should be able to take any hit from him, and I will go for the Overdrive here. In fact, I think I'm going to Dynamax and Max Ooze. Just in case he Dynamaxes and goes for Max Flare. Yeah, perfect. And he actually goes for the Max Airstream, which we will be able to tank, and hopefully this kills. I am modest. No, that does nothing. My goodness. Fortunately, he shouldn't be able to knock me out with anything, so I'll just go for the max. Okay, well, never mind. And then I think we just lose. Yeah, I think we just lose, boys. Good game. All right, Dynamax. Very fun. That's a set that I've seen running around occasionally. The 3 attacks, Nasty Plot, Dynamax, Togekiss, and it destroys mages every time because even after you then become +2 speed, and then you just flinch everything if you didn't kill everything already with your Dynamax, which is a lot of fun. But my opponent's team, not quite as threatening. Obviously, is Dragapult, which I don't switch into very well because I have you know, an offensive Grimmsnarl. Either way, I still want Rock Slap as he does lead with Dragapult. I will still be able to get them up. I don't care what item you are. Does he end up being sub? Either way, I will get up a Spike. He can hit me with a Hex, but I will actually be able to live another one afterwards. I'm also going to click Flamethrower in the hopes that like I'll be able to break his sub. Alright, so he disables my spikes, which is not that big of a deal. Ideally, U-turn breaks the sub. That would be perfect if it did. It doesn't. But either way, I feel like he'd be Willow Hex, in which case I'm fine going out to Appletun. And I will just Dragon Pulse to break his sub. I should have Apple Acid there so he didn't do any annoying shit to me. But he's going to send out Corviknight. I'm going to go Hard Toxtricity on this as he ends up going for the Defog, and then I'm going to follow that up by clicking Boom Burst. I'll click Overdrive first, actually. No, I wanted to click Boom Burst. Ah! Oh well, we go Mew. And we get up Rocks once again. Ideally, he goes for Toxic. As he doesn't, he just goes into Dragapult, which we will U-turn out versus. We aren't able to take the hit due to, you know, obviously no more Seed Berry and whatnot. However, we can go Grimmsnarl. And I will proceed to just Darkest Lariat. It will do a lot to anything he decides to go into. He does burn me, but at least we are able to cripple the... Okay, well, if you're going to be like that, then I'll just play rough. I have, you know, 2 moves for a reason and whatnot. Goes out into his Corviknight. I will once again go Hard Toxtricity. I'll click Overdrive again. I don't think you go Seismitoad this time. Yeah. Great, so we get rid of the Corviknight. And now we go Appletun. We're burnt, so he can't poison me, which is kind of nice. Appletun actually looking really nice versus his team. I'll recycle, because I don't think you do... Okay, well, you're apparently an offensive variant, so I'm going to go Corviknight here. And I'll Brave Bird for Chip. You might Dynamax and Max Flare, or just regular Flamethrower. I've been seeing... And okay, that's hilarious. I actually needed that damage, but... Alright, I'll Taunt... Or no, I'll Brave Bird again. I should have Brave Birded, whatever. Should have spammed Brave Bird till I died, but either way, we just go Toxtricity now. I think I'm gonna Max Ooze as he goes Seismitoad. Followed by... Max Strike is not gonna kill him, huh? Maybe I shouldn't have made this play. Well, actually, he's gonna Protect. Which is better for me. So I'm gonna click Max Strike again, as now it's gonna be able to knock him out. I don't know if it knocked him out before, but either way, we get rid of the Seismitoad. He's gonna go Mimikyu. I'll click Overdrive first, as he's able to knock me out, of course. Then we can go Cinderace and click U-turn. I shall click Pyro Ball. Do I? Yeah, I'll click Pyro Ball. I want to try and break this thing's disguise. He goes Rotom. Smart play. I can U-turn on out, though. As he is Scarf Rotom. Okay. I thought he was defensive based on the damage earlier, but apparently not. He will go Dragapult. Not really all that big of a deal. I can just click the Play Rough here. He does go Clef. As I expected, it's going to do a decent chunk. And now, unfortunately, I just kind of have to click... Well, I guess he's going to Moonlight. Alright. And he is faster than me, which is unfortunate. However, Cinderace comes on in. does a lot of damage. We get the burn on him, which is hilarious because it doesn't do anything. And we click Pyro Ball again to get rid of him, but his Mimikyu is going to be able to come in and just sweep me, basically. So, yep. Gonna take another loss. I feel like these losses are more so just like I'm trying to get readjusted to new things in the meta. Like speedier Clefable, like speedier offensive Clefable has just been a thing lately, and it's just been throwing me off because I'm always used to seeing, you know, T-Wave bullshit. But looking at my opponent's team, still pretty threatening. Appletun should be able to switch into the Chandelure, hopefully. Appletun actually puts in a lot of work outside of Corviknight. I will attempt to lead with Mew, as he does lead Dragapult. I will still get up. I'll get up my rocks because at worst case scenario he goes Hatterene, and I'm able to do the core swap thing. So I'm actually going to U-turn out right out into that Pokemon. We're going to go Cinderace. He shouldn't be able to knock me out with anything, as he actually ends up going for Calm Mind. I will still go for Court Change, as his Psyshock is not able to knock me out, so I will be able to hit this thing with the Pyro Ball, which will put him in range of Sludge Wave for my Toxtricity. As he actually ends up going for another Calm Mind, interestingly enough. I don't care if he goes Chandelure. I'll click this button again, as he actually ends up going Pex. I will Taunt. That actually did a lot of damage, wow. I'm in Blaze, which makes sense as well. I'll Taunt so he can't get up T-Spike as the area where we go for a Toxic, which is nice. I'll U-turn on out now. I want to try out like a sub-Toxtricity set, just so I don't have to predict going for moves. I'll go hard Toxtricity here, as he does burn me with Scald, unfortunately. And I'll click Overdrive. I feel like he'd go Chandelure, expecting me to Boom Burst. I don't know if he'd go into his ground type immediately. As yeah, he does go right into Chandelure, which we will be easily able to knock out with the Specs Overdrive. That is fantastic. This mon is huge versus his team. And I can kind of just click Boom Burst freely now. Not necessarily freely, but I can click it a lot now. I'll go Mew here. I'll just stack it. I don't really need it for anything else, as he does knock me out with the U-turn. He's also definitely in range of Sucker Punch. I mean, he always is, but, you know, he is more now. He will go Hippo, as I actually see this as a great opportunity to go Corviknight, taunt this thing, and then bulk up spam. Because even if he burns me, I'm pretty sure I deal with his whole team. As long as I'm faster with my Corviknight than he is with his. I'll bulk up again. I don't think you haze immediately because I just revealed taunt. As he just goes for Scald and burns me. Now I will taunt. Again, not really that big of a deal. I feel like I still beat his team regardless. He can go into the hat right now, if he wants to, but he does not. Cool. That would be a good play, if he goes into Hatterene to bounce back my taunt. He does go his own Corviknight. I will attempt to taunt him. Ideally, I am faster. And obviously, if he's Whirlwind or for whatever reason, I will be able to taunt him first. His Whirlwind goes last. Yep, we are able to outspeed him. We are able to go for the taunt. That is fantastic. We will bulk up once again. He actually tried to defog there, which is interesting. Like, why? Why would he do such a thing? I definitely live this hit. And I'm gonna Brave Bird. Like, even if you're Fire Blast. In fact, in case you're Fire Blast, I'm gonna max Airstream. Because I want the double HP to take this Max Flare now. As that is exactly what you go for. It does absolutely nothing. Like, yum, dude. And then I will max Airstream again. He does end up going Hippo. I'll max Airstream again, because even if you Whirlwind, like, you're going to be low. And I don't think Max Guard blocks Whirlwind, although I'm not exactly sure. Yeah, so we were able to do a lot to you. The move was blocked by Power of Dynamax? What on earth? Dude. I've been talking to a lot of people about competitive in Gen 8. And it's like, Pokemon made so many good changes to competitive for this gen. Like, so many of the Pokemon are viable. They added so many cool competitive changes. And then Dynamax just is broken in every way imaginable. It's crazy. I will lead Mew here in an attempt to get up Stealth Rocks. I don't care if you lead the Dragapult because I am Cassib Berry. Even if he Dynamaxes turn 1, we'll be able to eat the hit and get up our rocks. Opponent does have a Gyarados, which is obviously a massive problem to this team. Basically, the way you counter Gyarados on this team is by Dynamaxing either your Toxtricity or your Grimmsnarl in order to beat it. What's nice though is Toxtricity has no switch in. Like I just click max, or I click Overdrive, and we're good. Though obviously he has a few things that are faster than me, and by a few things I mean like literally his whole team, except for Grimmsnarl, which gets Sucker Punch, and possibly his own Toxtricity, which resists my hit, and then the Corsola. But every time Corsola come in, I'm clicking Overdrive. So my opponent does lead with Dragapult. This is an opportunity to get up my rocks, as he does reveal to be more than likely Specs. He gets the Spadef drop, which actually sucks, because I would have been able to take another one there. But either way, I'll go Corviknight, as he ends up going for Shadow Ball. He's actually Life Orb. I didn't notice that the first time. Okay. Well, either way, I will live the Fire Blast, so I will Roost to scout for it, as he does. Dude, people are burning me 100% of the time. Like 100% of the time it's happening. It actually goes for T-Bolt there. I don't really need my Mew for much else, so I'll just sack it, whatever. Not a huge deal. And then I can go Grimmsnarl, and here... It actually doesn't have great switch-ins to this, so I'm going to click Play Rough as he ends up going Cinderace. And then I'll Darkest Lariat. He's probably just going to Court Change, which isn't that big of a deal. We are able to get rid of the Cinderace. If I just clicked Darkest Lariat initially, I'm pretty sure... We might not have killed him, but it would have done a lot. I will Sucker Punch here for damage, as we end up critting the Toxtricity, knocking him out. This is actually great for me as well. I will Dynamax immediately, or Gigantamax rather, as he goes through the Dragon Dance, and we just straight up knock this thing out. Okay, well, this game has immediately gone really well. Now I'll max Starfall, and you're dead. Goodbye. I'm running speed on mine as well. Corsola, you might actually live this, because you're ridiculous. Yep, okay. But I maxed Starfall, so he can't burn me. So we're going to win. Alright, well, offensive Grimmsnarl did things. I know I've used Grimmsnarl a lot, but like I said, this one's offensive. It's a very different set from the previous defensive T-Wave set that I've been using. And it's been pretty fun so far. Again, it's like my only check to Gyarados. I love Grimmsnarl. Such a cool Pokemon. I think this is going to be the last game. I've been going for a little while. Looking at my opponent's team, no removal whatsoever, I believe, so I will lead with Mew and attempt to get up my rocks. If he leads with the Gengar, I have the Cassib Berry once again, so even if he's Specs or Life Orb, I'll be able to live it. I will be able to outspeed the Bisharp, and if he's Scarf Throat Chop, should no-ko me. He's also got a Chinchino, which is interesting. I'm curious to see what that thing's going to do to me. So we're going to go for rocks. He just U-turns on out, which is fine. Ideally, he U-turns on out into Gengar. I don't think I go for Spike if he goes Bisharp. I think I click Flamethrower for damage, but he actually ends up going Rotom. So I will get up my Spikes now. We're going to see if he is speedy or defensive now. Toxtricity, once again, great for him, great for me outside of Dugtrio, which I guess is going to make it basically irrelevant, because I can never click Overdrive. In fact, I can really never go Toxtricity until that thing's dead, unless obviously I want to sack it to Earthquake. Grimmsnarl destroys him, though. Like, completely. Like, I Gigantamax the Grimmsnarl, and I claim a few kills. Even without Gigantamax, like, I Sucker Punch Gengar, I Sucker Punch Dougie, I Sucker Punch Chinchino. I play Rough the Conch, which I should outspeed. Although there's a possibility he outspeeds me with that if he's running max speed. He does go Gengar. And I will U-turn on out. I should live the Shadow Ball, because like I said, I am Cassib. And then I can just go into Cinderace and click Pyro Ball, which he does not have a great switch into outside of Rotom. But even then, I'll be chipping away at Rotom, which will be fantastic. We've also found out he is definitely defensive Rotom. He has clicked Sludge Wave there. Smart play. However, I will be able to go out into my Cinderace and click Pyro Ball. If you Dynamax to live this, I'm not sure if you knock me out. And also, at least I'm getting rid of his Dynamax. Ends up going Rotom as expected. He takes 30% from that. He did Volt Switch out first versus... Or I did U-turn... Wait, hang on, let's see. Yeah, I set up Spikes first, so I'm definitely faster. So I will U-turn out. And then he no longer switches into Pyro Ball after I U-turn, which is great. It's going to activate his Citrus, which is not really that big of a deal. I will go Appletun. I'm also just noticing how much work Appletun puts in. I will sub here, as he more than likely goes Gengar. Bisharp kind of walls Appletun, because obviously, like, if I give him the Spadef boost, or the Spadef drop, he has the Sucker Punch available. Or he has the Defiant online. He does go Conk, actually. Okay, I will click Apple Acid here. Excuse me. Any chip onto this Conk is also really nice, just to guarantee that my Cinderace can knock it out. Yeah, he's gonna drain here. I think I kind of have to stack this, which sucks, but he actually defogs, right? I keep forgetting Conk gives defog because it makes absolutely no sense. But thankfully, Appleton's able to get rid of him. We do lose out on Rocks, which does suck. But again, getting rid of that Pokemon is very important. I don't necessarily need the hazards anymore. He's gonna go Gengar. I'm not gonna risk anything else. I'll just click Dragon Pulse here. Shadow Ball is not going to knock me out. That's definitely Specs, by the way. And because we have the Citrus, we're going to be able to live the hit. If he wants to Dynamax, again, I'm totally okay with that. I'll recycle here in case he Shadow Balls again. Yep, he does Dynamax here. Max Ooze did nothing, by the way. Like, absolutely nothing. That's incredible. I do have to click Apple Acid here again, though, because I will die. Otherwise... I do have Speed You with Cinderace, and I will be able to knock you out with Pyro Ball. Although I can't really risk being trapped by this, which I just realized. I mean, I'll click it, but... Yeah, thankfully he goes Rotom again. I'll U-turn again. I should have been playing more carefully around the Doug Trio. At this point, I don't think Toxtricity really does enough, so I'm going to go right out into it on the Volt Switch, and he can go into whatever he wants to knock me out. He just trapped me with Dougie, but, again, not really the biggest deal in the world. I can attempt to bulk up with Corviknight. Realistically, I could Dynamax right now, but I will bulk up first. I don't know if you'd go Hard Rotom. As you don't, you actually go Bisharp, which I'm more than okay with, because I can bulk up again as you SD. And now I can just max Airstream, double my HP, and eat your hit easily. Like, this is going to do a lot. He SDs up again, which is not going to matter. Like, yeah, that does absolutely nothing. And then I just max Airstream again, and then I'm faster than your whole team, and I OHKO everything. What a dumbass ability. Not ability, but what a dumbass mechanic. Like, I kill everything now. You're dead, you're dead, you're dead, you're dead. And I can even roost up versus everything, too, except for the Rotom and maybe the Gengar. Like, hi, Dougie, what are you going to do? I mean, you can EQ, I guess, but you don't have a lot of HP, so I'm going to just kill you. Reversal, smart, okay. I roost, though. Because, again, I'm +2. Like, you can Earthquake on my roost, which would be a very good play. But I wonder if that even does 50. And at this point, Sucker Punch kind of just wins. Yeah, and he goes Rotom, which means I win. Man, I love it. Oh, get out of my sight, Rotom. I'm still really excited for, like, Gen 8 competitive. It's just, you know, once they get rid of this instant win button, I think I'll be a little more hype. Because I'm in a couple draft leagues right now, and we're getting or I already drafted one team as he ends up forfeiting, and I drafted one team, and I played one of my games, and it's a lot of fun without having to worry about Dynamax and whatnot. Also, let me know if you guys want me to upload some of those draft league stuff. I probably will. It's just like a small Showdown league, although I do have bigger draft league stuff planned for the future. But right now I'm doing like a small Showdown league that I might upload. Might do a little bit of a brief little draft analysis on the channel at some point. Let me know if you guys want to see that. Either way, thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you all enjoyed. Appletun was able to put in a little bit of work, which is nice. Again, I would love to see what kind of sets people come up with. I think this thing is actually pretty versatile. With what it can do, you can run Ripen with the Berry, you can run just standard Thick Fat with Leech Seed and Recover. If you wanted to, you could put Leech Seed over Dragon Pulse, you can, you know, put a bunch of different things over a bunch of different things. But either way, thank you so much for watching, I hope you all enjoyed, and I will see you in the next one.